Hello, good evening, greetings to all my dear friends. I hope you all are excelling in your respective lives. So, in this economic session, I would like to bring to your notice the key highlights and the main points raised by our respected PM Modi sir in the great international forum that is the G20 Summit held in Indonesia. So here it goes. In this Diaspora meet, the PM Modi sir basically points to the civilizational link and the trade ties. PM Modi sir on Tuesday addressed and interacted with over 800 members of Indian diaspora and friends of India in Bali on the sidelines of the G20 Summit and emphasized on the civilizational linkages between the two countries. The Prime Minister basically highlighted the close cultural and civilizational linkages between India and Indonesia. He referred to the age-old tradition of Bali Jatra to emphasize on the enduring cultural and trade connect between the two countries. He also highlighted the basic commonalities between India and Indonesia in various sectors as per an MEA statement. PM Modi sir appreciated the basic community members for enhancing the stature and prestige of India abroad through the hard work and dedication to their adopted motherland. He also spoke about the positive energy and the basic steps to enhance the basic India-Indonesia relationship and the crucial role played by the Indian community members in its overall strengthening, according to the statement. Next, in order to keep all the systems on the go, our respected PM Modi sir basically emphasized the basic concept of the coherence of the entire factors responsible for maintaining the international trade between India and the respective countries, and in order to maintain the global economic balance we need to address the key issues which are of paramount importance with respect to the international economic balance. India takes leadership of G20 at a critical time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has declared that India will strive to strengthen the global cooperation to resolve the systemic problems such as economic inequities, climate change, and unequal access to the technologies. This basically requires a new approach, more systems thinking and less expert driven, more common people and less big power driven. So the primary cause of systemic problems is the fragmentation of scientific knowledge, which basically advances in silos, with each discipline knowing more about less, all losing sight of what makes everything work together. The government programs, NGOs and corporations are drawn to focus on one or very few things to do them at scale for increasing their impacts. The second and third order effects of their own large-scale actions on the conditions of the whole system are not foreseen. There is basically insufficient cooperation among them, thereby reducing the well-being of the entire system. Take the multiple causes for child malnutrition, a persisting problem in India. In addition to the poor diet, other causes basically include poor sanitation, unclean water, and the basic issues related to the maternal health. Lack of systems thinking in the design of policies and the collaborative working in their implementation are the principal causes of the systemic problems such as malnutrition, persistent poverty, increasing inequalities, and environmental degradation. Global institutions set up after the Second World War to maintain the global peace and an equitable order in the global financial and world trade systems have broken down. Lakhs of refugees are the victims of ravaging wars in West Asia and now in Ukraine for access to oil and energy, as well as the civil wars stirred by contests among the powerful countries. West Asia is also the source of forgotten refugee camps in the main districts of Jordan, Palestine, Yemen, and Turkey, with the global attention shifting to the latest refugee crisis in Ukraine. Refugees in the oldest camps are constrained to rebuild their lives and communities in the difficult conditions. They have no government to rely on, only each other and some support from the non-governmental institutions, who too are finding it harder to obtain the resources in the middle of the global turmoil. The refugees must rely for solutions on traditional forms of cooperation within the families and communities and on the ancient wisdom of systems thinking. Lessons from them may explain how the broken systems can be repaired bottom up, with people at the center of solutions. One size and shape solutions found by the experts divided in their scientific and policy silos are breaking up the health of the local and global systems. The overall benefits of the modern science and technology are basically going disproportionately to too few people in the world, and with their second order effects are destroying the collective commons of the natural environment and social harmony on which all depend. Systems thinking and the basic cooperative action must guide policies to make the world better for everyone. So the basic solution to the global systemic problems such as the climate change and increasing inequalities is the local systems solution collaboratively implemented by the communities in their own places where these global problems come together in different shapes. Also, the policy makers must listen to the common citizens respectfully, incorporating local wisdom and modern scientific knowledge. So, my dear friends, going forward, we will also discuss how our respected PM Modi sir highlighted the only solution which can smoothen the relationship between Ukraine and Russia, and hence advocate peace in both regions. So, PM Modi sir basically highlighted that only dialogue and diplomacy can end Ukraine conflict. PM Modi sir on Tuesday reiterated that return to dialogue and diplomacy was the only way forward to end the Ukraine conflict. On this international forum, he called upon the G20 leaders assembled in Bali to find a mutually agreeable solution to the global supply chain issues as well. While addressing the G20 Summit session on food and energy security, the PM said, we have to find a way to return to the path of ceasefire and diplomacy in Ukraine. Terming India's energy scrutiny important for global growth, Modi, in a subtle message on the oil price cap against imports from Russia, said one should not promote restrictions on energy supply and stability in the energy market should be ensured. And the overall stability in the entire energy market needs to be ensured, keeping in mind the overall situation of war between Ukraine and Russia is gradually intensifying, as a result of which the supply chain disruptions are being caused worldwide, because of which a lot of turbulence is being caused in the energy and food sector. As a result, the oil prices are getting hampered. So Modi ji, in a subtle message on the oil price cap against the imports from Russia, termed India's energy security important, India's energy scrutiny important for global growth. He said one should not promote the restrictions on energy supply and stability in the energy market should be ensured. The PM said over the past century, the Second World War wreaked havoc in the entire world. After that, the leaders at that time made a serious effort to take the path of peace. Now it's our turn. The onus of creating a new world order for the post-COVID period lies on our shoulders. The basic need of the hour is to ensure and show concrete and collective resolve to ensure peace, harmony, and security in the world. Global supply chains are in the ruins. There is a crisis of the essentials and the essential goods all over the world. The basic challenge for the poor citizens of every country is more severe. So, going forward, my dear friends, going forward, so the basic challenge for the poor citizens of every country is more severe. Everyday life was already a struggle for them. They did not have the financial capacity to deal with the double whammy. Due to the double whammy, they lack the financial capacity to handle it. We should not hesitate to acknowledge that the multilateral institutions such as the United Nations have been unsuccessful on these issues. And we have all failed to make the suitable reforms to them. Therefore, today, the world has greater expectations from the G20, and the relevance of our group has become more significant, Modi ji said. Modi ji also said the fertilizer shortage is tomorrow's food crisis and the world will not have a solution. Millets can also solve the global malnutrition and hunger. We must celebrate the International Year of Millets with great enthusiasm next year, the PM Modi said. So, my dear friends, these are the main highlights being addressed by our respected PM Modi sir on this great international forum of G20 Summit. So all the countries, all the member countries appreciated the concerns highlighted by our respected PM Modi sir, and the basic coherent approach has been planned to address these international issues, and a lot of efforts need to be made in order to attain the global economic balance. So that's all for the day, and I hope you will be benefited immensely from this great productive session. So hope to see you soon in the next session. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.